Hi, Cliff. We're back again. Cornfield chatter. Tonight we're back at Bryant's Dousman House. Half price pizza night, and this place is packed.
This place is packed. I gotta get a pizza later, I hope. I had one a few weeks ago in here, and it was really good.
Yeah, the pizza here, obviously, there's a reason it's packed. It was excellent. Bryant, Amanda, the whole staff here. I don't know the cooks, but I know the bartenders for some reason.
The bartenders have been very good so far this evening.
All right, so we got a jam-packed show tonight. We got, well, you're stuck with us two for a little bit. Then we move on to Bryant from Bryant's Dousman House. He's going to talk a little bit about his business here. He's got another business. Sponsor some race cars. Sponsor some series. Going to have a billboard at the Jefferson Speedway racetrack this year.
That is really good news. I'm glad that I've never been here before. Since a few weeks ago we were invited down here, and this place is fantastic. The food is great. Service is great. Parking's easy, so what else do you need?
Well, if you're going to be this busy, I think parking, you should probably expand park. Maybe they got to knock down some of these buildings.
I can take care of that. If he wants to buy some buildings, we can level it right out. But there's some parking really close, so that worked out well.
Then we move on to some really cool stuff. I can't wait for this. Ed Wolf, Justin Cumbier, Noel Ramsey, they're going to be here for Pins and Pistons for the fight, talking a little bit about the race for the ribbon night. Looking forward to that. The item that we are going to put up tonight for auction, I can't wait.
From what I hear, that is, I'm surprised we got it for this deal, but I'm really glad we have it.
I'm shocked, too, because the guy that donated this, he doesn't get rid of anything.
No, and we're not talking about Terry and a dollar bill. We're talking about something really valuable here.
Then we got Chester Williams. That's one of my favorite hobby stock drivers. That guy's going to be a trip.
I'm really looking forward to talking to Chester. I got to know Chester over the last few years with Robbie in hobby stocks. So I'm glad he was able to join us tonight.
I wish I would have I've seen him race for years and years and years. I wish I would have got to know him a little bit better earlier on in my career. Or maybe not, because my liver would probably hurt even more than it does.
Well, that or with your job at the track, depending on what flag you flew at him, you do not want to meet the man because the conversation it's a one-sided conversation.
I can still run.
You'll lose on this one.
I didn't lost a fight in 2 blocks. After 2 blocks, my cigarette stuff kicks in and all that stuff. If you can catch me in 2 blocks, I'm done.
He'll catch you. He's got a bionic knee now, so he'll get you.
All right, then we're going to move on to everybody's favorite. Can't wait to get into this again this season. Pit slabs.
That is always a fight. I am so glad Tara took that over last year. She did a great job. Really getting things organized, which they weren't before. It was always this kind of a little bit of a first come, first serve shit show, for lack of a better term. But she really put that together. I like how she's doing with it. So she did so good. We are forcing her to do it well forever.
Yeah, Terry doubled her pay again. That's awesome. Double of 0 again is still 0.
Yeah, exactly.
And then we have Scott Sipple, our producer. We can't do this without him. He's great. He's going to talk a little bit with Tara on registration and what are we doing for payout?
Direct deposit.
If they want direct deposit. Terry, once again, is coming out of the weeds, dial-up internet, and we're having direct deposit.
We flirted with it last year. This is happening. We are moving into somewhere the 2005 range. So I am very excited with this.
Cinder's blaming the bank. I'm blaming Terry Tucker and his, what is it, a rotary phone?
It's Terry Tucker. He's pondering, but the pondering's over.
Cinder can blame everybody else, but it's still on Terry.
Yeah, it's 100%. So, no, that is going to be an option this year. We're also going to talk about payout. And then we also have another surprise, which will involve the weekly racing this year and the state championship. But we'll hit that at the very end.
So the last show we left here, and I think you were talking to Terry Tucker about employee pay raises. Did you get anywhere on that?
I know it's April 1st, but there's no April Fools there. No, he basically said he'd just do the same as last year. So,
Well, I think if you guys all come to the racetrack, spend a little more money at Turn 1 Tap, maybe we'll finally get paid.
we can give it a shot, but I doubt it. We're just, I don't know. We're not the smartest guys in the world, as you all know, but here we are.
Poor Terry. Like, this is so much fun. The reason I like doing this show is because we get to blast Terry Tucker at least 10 times a night.
Oh, at least. I think we're up to 3 already. We want to keep going with blasting him, but he deserves every bit of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing he's such a nice guy and has such a great sense of humor.
Terry is nicer than some people think, but unfortunately, when Terry comes out, usually some bad stuff's happened, so he gets a raw end of the deal. But he is pretty nice. April Fools.
Yeah, how did he escort you out of the place each time? One time, I got kicked out because I deserved it. And I'm standing at the pit gate off of Turn 1 Tap, or the ticket gate, main ticket gate, waiting for Tara to get done talking to Syndra. Terry comes flying around the corner and he goes, "If you don't effing want to leave, I'll call Jefferson County and they can effing remove you." I'm like, I'm kind of just waiting for my ride here. I'm already halfway out the parking lot.
Yours are much more entertaining than mine. Well, his father was the first one that kicked me out for life, and then let me back in. And then Terry kicked me out for life in it wasn't a TOD at the time. It was when they did the TOD events after a race night. I did some things I shouldn't have, and he kicked me out.
Yeah, we didn't deserve any of this stuff. I don't know why he's such a hard ass.
I still say helping out the track is my punishment for things I've done in the past there.
Oh, absolutely. Now we're on this side? Holy crap.
This is terrible. I don't know why I keep doing this, but...
All right, enough babbling with us two idiots. That was Cliff Rux. I'm Scotty Hiff, by the way, your host. Scott Sipple is producing once again. We're going to get to our first guest. We're going to have Terry Tucker come up. He's going to co-host with me. We're going to get rid of Cliff, and we're going to bring up Bryant Johnson, owner of the Bryant's Dousman House.
Perfect.
Tucker, and I'll try really hard to be nice to everybody.
So Terry Tucker walking up here says, "Hi, my name is Terry Tucker. I'm going to try and be nice to everybody. I want to know what's changed. It's still on. You don't have to push anything. Put it to your mouth and talk."
This is working. Oh.
Hey, Terry,
You seem very nice.
Oh, Jesus. I just want you to know that this place has an awesome pizza. And the bartenders are friendly. The prices are reasonable. And the beer is damn cold. So I would say that you've got at least 3 thumbs up right there.
Well, thank you very much.
So, Terry, I don't know if you know much here about Bryant Johnson. Bryant's been sponsoring race cars for numerous years. And obviously he's sponsoring a billboard at your racetrack, which you know. Bryant, back in, I don't know, probably about 4 or 5 years ago, you tried a little racing.
Oh, yeah, it's Slinger Speedway.
Yeah, they had this bar car deal, where, bars got together and drove these, 4-cylinders, 6-cylinders around. You actually won a race.
Yes, it was actually probably I've done a lot of crazy shit, and it's probably one of the most memorable things I've ever done. It beat jumping out of an airplane.
What?
It was more exciting than jumping out of an airplane.
That I find hard to believe. I'll drive a race car any day, not very well, but I'm not jumping on any damn airplane.
It was absolutely incredible, and I won.
So, Terry, I have to bring this is a blast from the past here. This guy just had a blast running some bar car type deals. Maybe we should think about bringing back that bartender race we had years ago.
Not going to happen. The last bartender race I had, party of the first part hit party of the third part, and that's party of the second part was involved in the whole damn deal. That one incident coming out of turn 3 cost me almost $1,500. And nobody would accept responsibility for it. So, no, I'm sorry, but we're not doing that again.
Well, at $1,500, we could get some sponsors for this deal, and maybe we could make it happen again.
What am I supposed to do? Say, I want you to sponsor the first wreck? Not happening.
Well, now the true colors are coming out.
Well, okay, you're a businessman, right? When you know a bad deal, do you stay away?
I certainly do.
Well, that bartender race is a bad deal, and it ain't happening again.
My goal was to get Terry fired up, and it only took about 2 minutes into the show.
So I guess it's out of the question then, Terry.
Well, this guy talks about having a good time at Slinger. We ought to stick him in a TOD car and let him have it.
Ooh, do we have any laying around?
I will make one for him if he wants it.
Oh, he just called you
What the hell's a
out.
TOD card?
So we have this tournament of destruction, and it's basically novelty events. You go there and you're trying to, well, it's changed a little bit. Now guys actually try and take it seriously, but it's basically survival of the fittest. You would fit right in.
Like a demo derby.
No, hold on. No, I want you to envision in your mind. Stay with me now. It'll be a little bit of a trip, but here we go.
Around.
Imagine, if you would, 16 cars on the racetrack at one time. All front-wheel drive, little cars, Hondas, Toyotas, all these other makes. But the thing is, the track is full of slippery soap and other stuff. It is on a soapy racetrack. And you have to do all kinds of silly shit, silly stuff. Like do a 360-degree spin on each straightaway. And there's other events, some of which are probably a little bit over your head right now. But the point is that you will have more fun. You will come home with the beard you have completely full of soapy water, pumpkin rinds, and God knows everything else.
What I'm worried about is the everything else.
No bodily fluids are allowed.
So we might have another TOD driver.
Well,
in
count
Brian
me
Johnson.
in for 100%. Count me in.
I will try and find the one that doesn't catch on fire regularly.
All right, so back to some serious stuff. Like we said earlier, you sponsor some race cars out there. You sponsor some dirt race cars also. You're big into this racing thing. What is it that draws you to the racing advertisement?
I just love the excitement, especially when we have winners. And it's always best backing the best, but I love racing. I love watching it. I was in 2 races that we were talking about at Slinger. But it's just the excitement. It's an adrenaline rush, and especially when you have some money in the car, per se.
And then the first leg of the 4-banger summer shootout will be at Jefferson Speedway. You are actually going to host the banquet for the 4 Solutions State. Oh, what did we go with? The Solutions Badger State Summer Shootout. What draws you to that event?
I can't wait for that. I'm looking very much forward to it. Summers are busy for me, so a reason for me to get out and help my sponsor.
It's not me anymore. I'm washed up and retired.
Oh,
but,
yeah. You've been washed up and retired for how long now?
Washed up for a long time, retired for a couple years.
He does know you.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about Brian Stausman House? You also have Bryant's on the round in Okachi. Bryant's Dousman House, obviously here in Dousman, and then you do some soups at some local grocery stores also.
Yeah, so I've got Brian's on the Round who opened up in 2022, and it was Milwaukee Magazine Best New Suburban Restaurant in Milwaukee Magazine. Big into the catering aspect of it, so I couldn't do both, so I focused on Okachi, Brian's on the Round for private parties and catering, and I started a soup business as well. I make about 100 gallons of soup. Century in Delafield, Elbricks, sells about 50 gallons a week.
I'm doing my really bad. Soups for you. Soups for you.
No soup for you.
No, I didn't want to say that because you make soup.
But the restaurant business has afforded me to, sponsor some cars and, fulfill my dream. I'm 60 and I've been in the business since I was 14, so 46 years of making sandwiches.
I really appreciate someone that's a little long in the tooth. I've been doing this racing crap for way longer than people want to know.
It's because you're good at it, and you're stubborn, and such a nice guy.
I will say it this way, and it's a fair statement. I have made every possible mistake at least twice before I figured out it was a mistake.
Oh, you're saying you're bullheaded and it takes a little bit to get through to you?
I would say that bull has been insulted because I'm stubborner than he is sometimes.
So I see a lot of your stuff on Facebook, Brian. This, I don't know, was it ChatGTP or what do you use there?
I do a lot of AI. I market the shit out of my places, which everybody should do. But I bought this place about a little over 2.5 years ago. It wasn't like it looks now. Everybody that lives in the community loves it. Put out some good food. We got the best. Amanda Kimball, who's my general manager, she's the boss.
We know you're not doing anything.
I've got 24 people that work here, and they tell me they love it here. So I love food, drinking, and racing.
And from the looks of the crowd here, you're doing something right.
Yeah. Every squirrel gets a nut.
All right, that was Bryant Johnson from Bryant's Dousman House. Terry Tucker, obviously you guys all know who Terry Tucker is. Proud owner of Jefferson Speedway. I want to thank you guys for joining me on the show. I'm Scotty Hafe, the host of this mess. Brian, I look forward to getting done here and having a couple drinks with you.
Outstanding. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Let's go racing.
While these guys are stepping down, we're going to bring out Ed, Justin, and Noel from Pins and Pistons. We're going to talk a little bit about Race for the Ribbon. And we're going to bring up the item that is getting auctioned off on the Pins and Pistons for the Fight page. Oh, no, you don't get this stuff out here. Tonight's show is brought to you by Carbliss, Bush NA, Miller 64, and Bush Light, all of them.
Check.
Noel's not grabbing a microphone. I've never known Noel to be too shy here, but all right. All right, Justin, so you got some pretty neat stuff coming up. We got the Race for the Ribbon race. I'm going to talk a little bit about that again. Do you guys have anything new that's that our viewers should know about?
A couple things. We just launched last night 2 more doors on the raffle for the Pins and Pistons cancer campaigner Eugene Gregorich and Eugene Gregorich Jr. and Eugene Gregorich the third. So those are up on auction till next Tuesday. Make sure you follow Pins and Pistons on Facebook. And as we talked about last night at prime time at Pins and Pistons, every 100 likes, Scrappin' No Ramsey here is getting pied in the face. And the first goal was 500 or 600? 500? 600? 600. We hit that today, so Noel's got a pie coming here soon.
That'll definitely make Noel look a little bit better. So, Ed, you started this deal. How are things going so far into the process? Are you happy with it?
My process?
The whole process of the Pins and Pistons.
I would say good. You know, it's the first year. We're getting our feet wet. The bowling event is all full, done, ready to go on that part, except for what I have to do. And the team, we have to do some stuff, but all the sponsors and stuff are done. We have a lot to do for the race for the ribbon, but that's 4 months away, so we have some time. And we do the door sales to generate money, and that's going really well. Get some cool stuff.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to get to the next cool item. But I got to beat up
Still
Noel.
don't know what it is.
I was sworn in secrecy.
I got to beat up Noel here a little bit. Last show we had Nick Bruley on the show. Don't know if you watched the show. Hopefully you did. Noel's going to be back in a sportsman car this year.
So everybody claps. Everybody clap now. Noel's coming back.
I can't wait to see Calm Noel not turn into Calm Noel anymore.
We'll probably keep Sights Towing busy. And if Bruley wants to door me, we're not really going to trade much paint because we're both the same color. So, but yeah, I'm excited about 2026. Only raced probably 5-6 times, but yeah, I sold my car into September, and Scott Patrick bought it, and he won, I think, the second week out with it. So that was pretty cool. Broke his big losing streak, I guess you could say. So that was awesome to see. And it wasn't my way to retire. And I thought no better way to retire than to go back to the class that I started in '92 and race a Ford. Same thing I started in. So
What was it that gave you the itch that made you want to come back?
I didn't sell my trailer.
Do you still have that cool-ass ambulance that had all the lights and
I
sirens
do.
and stuff on?
It's been at somebody else's shop getting worked on since 2018, and all it needed was brakes. So
It's ready to go. The party wagon is back.
I hope so. I hope so.
I can't wait because I'm going to party in there a couple nights.
That's fine. There's always beer in there.
All right, on to this. We have an auction item that's going to be on the Pins and Pistons for the Fight page. I don't know if Scott's got it up yet, but here we go. Check this out.
I don't see anything.
Vintage Jefferson Speedway Victory Lane sign. The old Victory Lane sign from Jefferson Speedway is going to be up for auction. What do you think of that? No, have you ever been to Victory Lane at Jefferson Speedway? I know the answer.
I've been there a few times.
What do you think of that?
That I would love to have in my shop.
I don't know if Sybil can turn this so we can see it.
Yeah, we got to see it because me and Justin had no idea what's going on here.
What do you think, Justin? Is it worth waiting for?
It was. It was. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not that old, but I'm pretty sure I remember that Victory Lane.
And the weird thing about that picture, Terry Tucker is actually smiling in it.
He is. That's worth a lot of money right there itself.
And this is not an April Fool's joke. Terry Tucker is actually parting with something that has to do with Jefferson Speedway.
Where did he find it?
Oh, he saved it. That was the old sign. He saved it because he doesn't get rid of anything.
Yeah, but there's not a whole lot of room to put that, and it wasn't outside.
Oh, you ever seen that red barn up top?
Yeah, but you can't see in it.
Right. Well, we found it in there like a week ago, and I'm like, Terry, Bill Sweeney and I were having a couple of soda pops up there, and we came up with this idea of, hey, we should auction this off or raffle it off. I said, the perfect place for this is the race for the ribbon benefit. Let's see if Terry will do it.
It's awesome.
And
That's
Terry was all on board, and then I came out.
Twist his arm.
No, I didn't even have to twist his arm. Where I had to twist his arm was getting that goddamn picture. He did not want to be in that picture.
So how long should we run this auction for? It should be longer than a week.
It is now in your hands, Mr. Wolf.
Okay. Oh, the sign is in my hands too. Auction's done.
We could have. I was gonna bring it with, but that would have been a disaster.
When did that sign get replaced for all our viewers?
We will have to ask. We can get that answer for you when
So
Terry
I'm pretty
Tucker
sure,
comes
like
up.
2009, my first year, I'm pretty sure that was the victory.
Or
line
if
sign.
somebody can run and ask Mr. Tucker when that was, and we can get that answer.
Yeah, these are important details now.
It's gonna
Whoa,
look really
whoa,
cool
whoa,
up in
whoa,
my
whoa!
barn.
What's that? When is this auction going to take place? We have the first bid of the night.
We're gonna post it after we get done here, I guess.
Opening bid on the Jefferson Speedway Victory Lane sign is $500. Starting at $500. David Haft from Haft Motorsports starts it off at $500.
There he is. They're the man, the
There
myth, the
he is.
legend, Terry. When did that sign, the Victory Lane sign, get replaced? 2012. So okay.
So you might have seen that sign.
Yeah, heat races, but yes. Yes,
That is totally awesome.
So that's
Thank
awesome.
you,
We
Terry
got.
Tucker.
It's awesome that Terry would part with something like that. We have an opening bid already.
I can't believe he would part with that.
This
It's gonna look really good in my barn
this sign probably means a lot of
to a lot of people.
yeah,
correct.
legendary.
So that's a neat item. I can't wait to see what it ends up at. But I know a lot of people that
I
are
think we're
gonna want
have to do
that.
it multiple weeks,
Yeah, and I think we should keep that one open for a little while.
like a month,
Yeah. What do you want to do? A month from now?
2 weeks, month. We could talk about it over there. What do you think, Scott?
Like I said, this is
I already closed it before Dave had opening bid, so it's closed and on the way to my barn.
well, maybe Michelle let you spend some of that money, and maybe you could have it.
Maybe.
We'll,
It's cool enough that I'm gonna try.
we'll let it run longer than a week because this is vintage. It's pretty cool.
I think we. I mean, personally, I used to race for Ave Motorsports, so I think we should end it right now.
Yeah.
It's up to what, $5,000?
Ooh, I don't know if we'll go that high.
Oh, I added one too many zeros.
It's just
It
another
sounds
zero.
Right. It's the same zero that you get paid.
Yeah.
Just add it onto the 500.
So, do you guys have anything else for Pins and Pistons? You have anything else for the race for the ribbon? What can we look forward to?
You can start. You're,
Go ahead.
okay. Just remember, guys, April 25th, Watertown Bowl is the bowling fundraiser. I encourage everybody to come down there. We're going to have raffles and everything, and all the money is going for a good cause. And then obviously July 18th, thanks to Terry and the Jefferson Speedway staff, we're gonna have one hell of a race, biggest late model show in the Midwest, in my opinion. And it's gonna be successful. And we got a lot of cool things in the works yet that's still not announced, so stay tuned. And everybody watching this or everybody here at the bar tonight, it's a packed crowd. Make sure you go on Facebook and follow Pins and Pistons. That's the only way you're gonna get in on these auctions. And every 100 followers, Noel gets a pie, so we just want to keep bumping them numbers up. And I'm glad to be a part of such a great thing and such a great cause, and I get to do a lot of cool stuff with it. So
I'm thinking we're gonna have to start, like you said last night, auctioning off them pies in the face. I think
I
people
honestly
to pay
think
money
we
to do that
should.
to him.
you just open the bid up. We hit 600 followers. Hey, we're gonna open it up.
We've got hands up all over the place
Oh.
for the auction right now. What, ready to blast you in the face with a pie. You should see the hands.
I'll supply. It'll be a Cool Whip pie, and you get to smash him right in the face. I can throw fruit in whatever you want. If you're the highest bidder, I'll put whatever you want in there.
I
You
don't
want
care
hot
what's
dogs?
in there. If I
We'll
get to
throw it in
smash
there.
Noel Ramsey in the face with something,
We
I'm
should
doing
auction
it.
this off.
We should. You know what? And I like that idea. And this money's going to go straight to the cancer for Rock County and Jefferson County Coalition Center. I'm going to start the bid out at $50 to pile Noel Ramsey next Tuesday. You do
That's-
not.
That's something to look forward on the Pins and
We're gonna put it
Pistons
on the
for the
Pins and
fight
Pistons,
page.
Okay.
You get to spend some money to blast Noel in the face with a pie. That's well worth it.
Yeah, if anybody has anything coming for Noel,
A lot of people that
now's your
would like to
chance.
do that, so.
So you got a couple coming.
Scotty Hape, one of them.
There might be a line to get there.
Yeah, but it's every 100. We can do this over and over and over again. And sooner or later, the smile's going to be wiped right off his face.
No, all the everything we're doing, the money's going for a good cause. So I encourage everybody to follow.
Yeah.
Get on board. Cancer has affected too many of us, and this is why we're doing what we're doing.
We do have some cool doors coming up also. I think we're going to get together again at some point.
Yeah, they're going to be back on the show for another. I think there's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 awesome items coming up yet. We'll put them back on the show, try and get the bidding to go up, get some views. This is stuff that you hang in your garage, hang in your living room. I would hang it in my living room, but most people's wives wouldn't like that. But my stuff's going in the living room.
Not to be that guy, but I'm still waiting on a Scotty Hape door.
I got one.
I didn't realize anybody ever wanted one of those things.
They got one of mine.
If you really want one, Justin, you can probably come have it. I would put it up
Paid
on
me
the.
$100.
I'd put it up on the Pins and Pistons page, but it would bruise my ego so bad. That's why I didn't even offer it up.
Hey, every door matters. Every door matters.
I'll give you guys a door, but someone better bid it up at. Yeah.
I'm even given a door. There are not too many of them.
We can't touch base on that. 'Cause we gotta talk about stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I really think the Scotty Hape fan club has shrunk over the years.
Well, that's because you don't race anymore. Now you just flag.
I didn't have any fans left. I had to go do something.
No, he's got all fans behind him.
There are so many people that yell my name. It's awesome.
With a middle finger after.
Oh, middle finger, every F word you can imagine. It's awesome.
I like sitting behind you to heckle you.
Noah says he likes to sit behind me just to heckle me.
No, I appreciate everything Jefferson Speedway has done for Pins and Pistons, and I'm looking forward to a kick-ass event on July 18th. So thank you
Yeah.
guys for having us tonight, and I appreciate it.
It's going to be an awesome event. Pins and Pistons for the Fight Facebook page and the Race for the Ribbon July 18th. Some of the best late model drivers in the Midwest will be there. That is a bucket list win. Almost like a crown jewel event, like they say in dirt. It's going to build. It's going to get bigger every year, more prestigious every year. So you're going to want to say that you won the first one.
And it's going to be some nice hardware to go with it.
And the hardware. And the money.
And the money, correct.
All right, guys. Noel, Ed, Justin, I want to thank you guys for joining the show. Look
you,
forward to
Scotty.
seeing you after the show, having a couple cold ones.
Thanks, Terry.
And thank you, Terry Tucker. Terry Tucker's belly
Terry's
up.
belly up.
Next up, we're going to bring back Cliff Rux. He's going to be joined by hobby stock driver Chester Williams.
Sit down. I know. I was I had to have been the second choice. That's probably why nobody clapped.
Well,
Avery moved away, and he's also not 21, so I don't even know if he's allowed to be in here. So
you kind of snuck this in on me. I was going to lead with blasting you a little bit, but you just went out and did it for yourself.
yeah. Another year at the Jefferson Speedway, being the bridesmaid once again. I think I figured this was my 22nd year coming up, and I've been second a couple of times now, and I've never just quite gotten over the edge to get the championship there. I did it. I was the last one at Columbus in 2014, which I'll never forget. But the goal, my whole career, has always been to get it at Jefferson, no matter what.
So he's over there celebrating with high C juice boxes, and you're over there drowning your sorrows in a beer.
Yeah, they it was beer they provided. The Linneroods, the Linneroods are the nicest people in the world, and I there's nobody else I'd rather race against. You know, the whole division is great, but they were super nice. And they brought me a 12-pack of Coors Lights over, and they go, this is your brand, right? And I went, yeah, congratulations. Dang it.
So you guys came into that night, I think it was, came in the night tied?
No, I was down 12 points going into the last night, and my goal for the week going into the final week was, no matter what, I need to out-qualify him to get at least a few points there. And it just so happened to work out that I got fast time for the first time in forever, and he was fourth or fifth, something like that, but the gap was exactly 12 points. So we went into opening ceremonies at a dead tie, and I was like, it can't get any crazier. And especially considering midway through the season, I had a night where I cut a tire, and a night where I blew up a rear end and borrowed another car. And I was not exactly in the hunt or in great shape going into the second half of the season. And I just caught fire the second half of the year. And my goal every week was to just get a point here, a couple points here, and just chisel away slowly and be consistent. And it ended up working out going into the last night. And I thought, man, we got a good chance, and I thought, Avery's a young guy, and, maybe I'll be a little calmer and collected, and no, Avery, to his credit, him and I did not touch once the entire year. I mean, really all the top three in points, me and Avery and Waylon. I don't think we had a single incident on track where anybody was mad or pissed off at each other. We were all always after the race going, hey, did you see when that happened? What? That was awesome. It was so much fun.
That's a testament to the hobby stock division. The racing is so tight, so close, but there's usually not a lot of hard feelings. But before we get into that, I got to backtrack. You said that night couldn't have got any crazier. We went into feature time. At one point, I think you had about a 4-car lead.
Yeah.
Then you lost that. Avery had about a 4-car lead.
Yeah.
The caution comes out with 6 or 8 to go, and you guys are side by side.
Yeah, I think I was even maybe technically a row in front of him. And I went, it's just going to come down, the finish is going to come down to which line goes and which line doesn't. And, maybe I could have pushed my luck a little more. I've never been, I'm not going to say never, but, for years now, I've always tried to race as clean as possible. And just, whatever your destiny is that night, whether it's first or seventh, finish the dang race. Take the car home in one piece. It's that much less work you're going to have to do that week, and you can come back. Like Terry always says, if you're working on fixing the car instead of working on getting it faster, you're never going to get faster. And there's a lot of truth to that.
That's a points battle I'll never forget. I know it sucks coming on the short end of the stick of it, but 2 clean race car drivers that didn't go in there and try and play any shenanigans but they just raced for it. It was so cool to see. One of my favorite races I've ever seen at Jefferson Speedway.
Well, thank you very much. It was definitely intense to be in. I hadn't felt that much nervousness in a lot of years, to be perfectly honest. You know, I've been doing it for so long that I don't get that nervousness anymore that I used to get years ago. But
There's no way you're not that nervous going in to a night when you're tied going into the feature.
right, yeah, and hats off to Avery because those guys threw everything they could at their car. You know, everybody was watching them, and they're over there throwing this and that and whatever at their car. And I kind of just decided to stay the course and just make sure the car was going to finish in one piece that night. And you know, all my bearings are packed, and you know, all the fluids are up, and just nothing mechanically was going to give me any gremlins, and just let fate, you know, do what it does.
Hey, Cliff, your chance. I've been beating up here on Chester for quite a while here. I'm getting kind of a sore tongue.
Yeah, you're all revved up on the carb list tonight, but no. One question I have for Chester, and it goes to the fact that how much I've myself getting to know Chester with Robbie racing the hobby stocks, and the respect that I personally have for Chester. But why do you think that how some of the kids, especially the Bando kids, or even some other kids like Waylon Robinson, and it started with like Colton Growski. What is it with the hobby stocks that helps them develop into better drivers?
Well, there's a lot of factors into that. One of them, I think, is the friendly group that we have. You can ask anybody in the division. The senior guys, like myself, especially Jim Tate, you know, everybody that's been around for a while, they're always willing to give advice, help each other out, point people in the right direction, and make sure that, you know, they're going to come out of it with a good time, and at least enjoy the people. If you don't like the people you're around, that makes a big difference. You know, if it wasn't for Jim and Jamie and Wolfie and Flaherty and, you know, the whole racing family that I hang out with and everybody in the hobby stock division, I'd have probably been out years ago. But it's those guys that I want to see them every Saturday in the summer, and I want to hang out with those guys. And the sport challenges you enough intellectually that it makes you a smarter person. I don't know how much has translated from the racing world to work, manufacturing engineer. They cross paths all the time, and it just one gains knowledge for the other, and all of this ties back into having been racing for so long, and it has all stemmed from that one way or another. But the other thing I would say about the division is, and you and I have talked about this, where you don't have to have a crazy piece of equipment in order to compete and win. Jim Tate used to go out and kill everybody with a $75 junkyard transmission. You can go and buy brand new control arms off of Amazon for $90 and bolt them on the car. You don't. The big expense, of course, is the motor, whether it's an open motor or a crate motor. You know, that's kind of the big one. The chassis, I feel like, are a little overpriced for what they are and what you're really buying. There's nothing crazy on them, or at least there shouldn't be. It's a hobby stock. If you want to do something crazy, go race a Sportsman, as we always say. But yeah, that and the tires. You know, everybody's always fighting costs, and you know, you and I kind of independently tried to talk to AR about serial numbers and what we could do to get used tires going again. And you know, I think the goal for the division overall needs to be to make it cheaper if we can. But where can you find it now is the question. there's not a lot of low-hanging fruit, unfortunately. And you know, the other good problem that we have right now is the I always have thought that the Jefferson Speedway has always been the central hub for asphalt hobby stocks in the state, or at least the southern half of the state. And we've done it so well for so long that now all the other tracks have adopted our rules, and guys are looking elsewhere like, you know, hey, you know, Marchfield's looking pretty good. Should we go check that out? And, you know, it's cool that that's happened, and I appreciate those other tracks doing that for us. But now we got to kind of look out for ourselves a little bit and make sure our count isn't going to suffer, and make sure we're still putting on a good show for everybody with our hobby stocks for sure.
And later in the broadcast, I have some news that will definitely help that. All divisions, but it'll help the hobby stocks on the financial side of things. Another question: how's the knee doing? At the end of last year, you had an unfortunate deal. You had went into the sand pile. It was a tough crash. It didn't look bad, but you hurt your knee. And tell us about that a little bit. You good to go?
Well, as of last week Tuesday, yes, I am cleared for racing. Yeah, the end of my year, the year was so good and so good and so good, and then the regular season ended on a trip up, and then the 2-day show ended on a trip up, unfortunately. But that was the first time I ever saw the inside of the Jefferson Speedway ambulance. It's very nice. They were nice people.
Yeah, they're nice people, but people you just don't want to see.
Not people you want to meet. Not people you want to meet, but the experience was very good. Yeah, I was just telling Terry about it. The way it all happened, coming out of turn 4, and the way the car turned weird, and on most nights infield grass isn't wet during the summer, and of course it was the 2-day show, so it was sopping wet. And you told me I picked up speed through the infield somehow, which you watch the video and you're kind of like, yeah, that's kind of true. But the way the spot I happened to hit and how I hit it with the right side of the car, I told Terry, we will never be able to duplicate this wreck ever again if we tried. It was just a one-off weird thing where I hit with the right side, and I remembered to take my hands off the wheel, but in the panic, I still had my left foot on the brake pedal, and my whole body kind of twisted weird with all that load on my knee, and it ripped up my ACL and tore up my meniscus, and I ended up having surgery in December. I got walking halfway decent about New Year's Day, and that's when I started working on the car. And, you know, the end of the year, I was bummed out for a little while, but after a while it got me motivated. You know, I started thinking about the second half of the season and how everything was going, and how well, you know, I was doing to catch back up in the points. And then I thought, you know what, we gotta do this again. We gotta make another run at it, and hopefully things go a little better at the end of the year this year. But yeah, last week Tuesday was my last official night at physical therapy, and the number one goal was get in the car. And once I did that, they said, all right, you can get out of here. Getting out of the car was a little tougher for some reason, but I think that has something to do with being 9 feet tall and having a few extra pounds. But that's not a me problem.
We're definitely not getting you in the bandolero anytime soon.
No.
And sorry to tell you, Chester, you're not getting any younger, so it's going to get more difficult.
Yeah, definitely.
So what are the goals this year?
One and only goal is track championship. If I don't win a single feature, if I don't get one single fast time, I don't care. If my name's on the top of that point list at the end of the year, I'm as happy as can be.
So he's looking for a knife this year at the banquet instead of that ice cream scoop that he's been serving for so many years.
That's a low blow, sir.
If you want ice cream, just see Chester.
Well,
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely wish you luck. To people watching, especially, I would even say, I'll talk to my bando kids. If you're aging out of the bando, definitely parents look at the hobby stocks. You can go down the list with Avery, with Robbie, with Colton and Jevin Gorowski.
There has been so much success out of the Bandolero division in the hobby stocks, and now all those guys are graduating even higher. The Gorowskis are driving late models. Robbie's driving a truck in a late model, and it's incredible. The group, like I said, anybody has questions, reach out, message me on Facebook, message Jim Tate on Facebook. He's a little flaky on responding, but ask questions. We want to keep the division alive. The cars may be getting harder to find, the frames, all that stuff. They're not making those anymore. But no matter what, I think all of us, the fun to work ratio is there. The speed is there. We have a lot of fun. It's a great group of people. If you have questions, reach out. If you're one of those people that has an old chassis laying around, stop sitting on it. Wayne Bucks, Cody Bucks, who else has cars?
Ooh, I like when people call people out on the show. Love it.
Stop letting those cars sit around. We need car count. We want to make sure this division stays alive going forward.
Yeah, and we have Johnson has a hobby stock for sale. Extremely competitive. It was a track record car.
Yep,
for a
it
while.
was. It sure was.
Hunter Milbrath has a car you can get into.
Yeah, that
both those cars you get into for under $10,000.
That is a top 5 car right now. Climb into it and be top 5 for, I think he's asking $9,000 or $10,000 or something like that.
Yeah,
somebody, if you're considering it, if you buy a car like that, you're gonna come out way ahead. If you think you're gonna buy a roller for $2,000 or $3,000 and you're gonna save all this money, you're not. Just go get one that's turnkey. You'll be way better off.
You can't nickel and dime the thing to death because you are going to spend so much money.
Yes.
Just do it right the first time.
Yes. I mean, you guys bought a good car, and I gotta say this too. If I don't want to put your business out in the world too much, but Cliff owned a hobby stock. He sold it over this off season, and one of the things I'm gonna miss from that is racing Robbie, his son. Cliff will tell you, Robbie and I had some absolutely epic side-by-side battles in the few years he was with us. I mean, he'd beat me 90% of the time, unfortunately, but we'd run half a feature for 7th next to each other, never touching once, and we'd get out of the car and go, "That was awesome. Let's do it again next week," And I'm definitely gonna miss that, but Robbie's moving on for a good reason. So he's young enough that he's got a good future in the sport. We want to see him get it as much as he can.
And I definitely enjoyed him racing you and guys like Jim Tate. It was nerve-wracking for me. Probably took some years off my life, but I definitely enjoyed it because the respect, especially with the gatekeepers of the division, showing the young guys like Robbie, the Gorowski kids, Avery Linnerud. It was, I don't know, great.
Absolutely. Like I said, at the end of the day, we all want to get along and have fun. That's what we're there for, is to have a good time.
That's what racing's all about, and a lot of us forget that sometimes. And just go to the racetrack, have fun. I think the pressure of I don't know, social media, the pressure everywhere to do so good all the time.
Yeah, and if you're new, you're not gonna light it up. It's just the way it is. I didn't even make a feature for, I think, a first half a season that I raced, and I got lucky one night. It was somebody had an oil leak in the last chance, and a couple cars wrecked, and it was like, we finally made a feature. But and the car counts were amazing. The cars look so cool with the stock bodies, and we can't even have that anymore, unfortunately, because the stuff is becoming unavailable. But there has to be a way for us to keep us going. We're making sheet metal. Chico makes sheet metal very reasonably for people. Kyle Reedner, he's doing stubs, frames, cages, all that kind of stuff. Those guys love this division. we all want to do as much as we can to keep it going for sure.
Well, 100%, and I will tell you for sure that Jefferson Speedway is committed to the hobby stocks and committed to making them better, and they're staying around.
And we want our cars in the hobby stock division to stay at Jefferson Speedway. There's really no sense doing the cutthroat stuff and all that other nonsense. Jefferson Speedway is the place to be for the hobby stock division.
Oh, we'll get to the cutthroat later, what the sheet says. So,
Well, Chester over here got me a little ramped up there. We won't even say why or how or what, but yeah. All right, Chester, I want to thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys.
I'm just kidding about that scoop. We're going to give you a knife, and you're going to serve some cake this year.
All right. One shot was enough. Now you're.
Oh, no.
Now you're getting
This wasn't a shot. I expect you to be serving the cake this year.
All right. I'm gonna do what I can. I've been busting my butt. I'm gonna do everything in my power to make sure it happens. Definitely.
I'm just happy to see you back in a race car.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
wish you luck, sir.
Yeah.
Chester Williams, driver of the number 22. Looked like Harry Gant's car last year. That thing was slick looking. Another throwback coming.
Yep.
Make sure you're out there for the opener, Jefferson Speedway, to see Chester Williams' new throwback paint scheme.
Now we got some real important people coming up here now. Right now.
Yeah, it's gonna be you. You're gonna do this. You're gonna host this one. I'm out of here. Oh yeah. We're gonna have Tara and Sipple come up. They're gonna talk a little registration, pit slabs, and you're gonna lead them through it.
Fantastic. All right, come up, boys and girls. Hey,
Hi,
Tara.
Cliff.
And the brains behind the operation, Scott Sipple.
Yeah, good evening.
And the crowd goes wild. You've been hanging out with Kamenek too much.
Sit next to him most nights.
So what do we got going tonight here, guys?
Let's talk about some registration right away.
All right, well, you already let the news out, right? We're going to have direct deposit. So how's it going to work? Registration is open on scoring.racing, so get in there, do your registration. You will see an option now if you want to choose your payout by cash or direct deposit. It's going to ask for your bank account information. Put that in there. We'll securely hold on to that. And how it's going to work, obviously, is on payout night. We're going to have to take that list, the payout list, get it to our accountant on Monday, and a few days later, that direct deposit should happen. This is going to be our first go at that, so, use that at your own risk. I got to work with Terry Tucker over there, make sure it all goes right, but we'll have it working, getting the season. It'll work. So registration's open. Go have at it.
Yeah, please look at that direct deposit. If Mr. Sipple's doing it, it'll be fine. When he says he's checking with Terry Tucker on things, he's just saying that to make Terry feel good. Terry has nothing to do with this. What do you got, Tara?
I have lots.
Hit us with it.
First thing is the minor release forms. Let's talk about a reminder for that. 12 and under have to have 2 parent signatures. 13 and older have to have 1, up to 18, obviously. Unless you're Clifford.
Obviously.
And then if you're going to print them off online, make sure it is in color and do not bend them. The insurance company does not like that.
How am I supposed to carry it if I don't fold it up in my pocket?
In a folder.
All right. Well, what else you got, Tara?
Pit parking.
Fantastic. Everyone's favorite.
Did we get some new slabs poured? Or are they in the process?
I'm half deaf. What'd you say?
I think we got 12 new slabs coming.
We do have 12 new slabs coming. Mr. Tucker contracted Bruley Custom Concrete to put 12 more slabs in. Now, where Johnson Brothers paved in the back, there was a spot for 12 spots for concrete. That is what Terry's doing this spring. They should be done before first race, but Ma Nature runs the show at this time of the year, so we'll see. But they are coming.
With that being said, we'll be working through the waiting list. It is long, so let's be patient. Don't send us a bunch of messages. We'll work through it. Also, this year we are bringing a lease agreement on this year. The price is still going to stay $200 a slab, and then grass is still going to be $100. We are asking that you mark the grass spot with a marked sign, meaning your number or your name of some sort. We are also adding in that it's going to be a slab is allowed one driver with an alternate driver for non-special weeks. The special weeks are going to be ASA Midwest Tour, Race for the Ribbon, and Orange Blossom Special. Also, the Wisconsin State Championship weekends, if you have a slab, you may be asked to move. That's really all I got.
You did so well. Mr. Simple, do you have any other news? I heard you're spending some of Terry's money.
Well, usually. We'll talk about it in another episode, but transponders are going to be something that we'll have to address. Slight different change to the procedure. We do have more. Our old ones are starting to wear out, so more on that in a later episode.
Fantastic. Where's Scotty at? Hey, Scotty.
It looks like
we
he's
missed
drinking.
you already. These guys did so good. They're quite efficient.
I think it's time for you and Terry and Cliff to close this one out. All right.
That's on you. You're the host this time.
No one said we're any good at this stuff. Come on, Terry, get on up here. All right, we have some. Since Terry's here, we want to talk about spending some of Terry's money. Terry handed me a sheet tonight, and it surprised me.
I'm making sure you're not sick.
I'm not sick.
Are you sure?
No sicker than usual.
This is for real?
That is for real.
Yes, it is.
Can you hold your own, Mike?
All right, everybody. Well, I'm not going to go through every position tonight, but Jefferson Speedway is raising the pay in every division. We'll still start with a feature win. Now, this does not include any bonuses like fast times, heat race stuff, anything of that nature. This is just feature finishes. 6 shooters, it's $125 to win. Bandoleros are up to $150 to win. I dare you to go anywhere in the nation to get anywhere close to that. Legends, $300 to win. Bandit cars, $250 to win. Hobby stocks and international cars, $300 to win. This is on a weekly event, folks. Sportsman cars, you are up to $400 to win. And late models, $850 to win every single week. And again, all these numbers I said do not include fast time bonuses, heat race bonuses.
Terry Tucker, the crowd here loves it. I'm sure your drivers love it. I give you a lot of crap, quite a bit. This is absolutely awesome.
Well, I think everybody realizes that we have a challenging year coming ahead, and what we need is for the race teams, the racers, the track, and everybody else to work together to put people in the stands. I am betting that the racers will help us market this show, and we have had the most excellent racing in Wisconsin for a number of years. And what we need to do is get everyone that we can on board and try as best you can to get people to come to the racetrack. Talk up the experience of racing. Talk up the fact that we race at a track that tries really hard to treat people properly and fairly on a regular basis. We've had our glitches here and there, but we're not afraid to admit that we've made mistakes. The point is, has to be a team effort. It has to be grassroots, getting people to the racetrack so that we all survive in the long run. If you work at a small company or work at a big company, talk to them about maybe having an event out there. I mean, company picnics are a great thing. It's a great way to build camaraderie. Everyone that races at Jefferson Speedway should be an ambassador not only for the sport of racing, but hopefully for Jefferson Speedway as well. We need to focus on getting our claws back into the group of people that have somehow or another forgotten about how fun it is to go to a racetrack. So we have to look at this as an opportunity to build ourselves up and make ourselves successful for the future. I am taking a gamble. I'm telling the drivers that I realize that costs have come up on their end, and for the most part, every second place finisher payment, every first place payment last year will be what second place is today. So we are adding an additional placement above last year's pay, which means everyone from first to 10th place or more is getting a spiff of one position. Everyone benefits from this, not just putting money on the top, it's all the way through the field. And what we need to do is to get people excited about racing at Jefferson Speedway and doing their part to put people in the stands to watch our product, because our product is awesome.
I think it's absolutely fantastic. I agree with what Terry said. I know teams are getting better and better at the social media stuff, but keep pressing that. Let's fill the stands. Let's get people to come out and watch the races. Enjoy what we put on at Jefferson Speedway. And then Terry, like he said, has already gambled with compensating the racers for showing up. Again, not just for winning, all the way down through. Everyone basically got a raise this year except me and Scotty. So please show up.
Our raise just went into your payout. Yeah. Please come up and support Jefferson Speedway. Yeah. It's got to go to a good cause somehow.
Yeah, and if you come up to the bar and buy a drink from Sindra, give her a tip. Terry spent his go to Hawaii money on the race for all the racers. Right. So Cinder's on her own. So maybe give her an extra buck or two and she can save up for her own trip next winter.
Can we get back to this social media stuff a little bit?
Sure, a little bit, and I got one more surprise for the competitors on some stuff.
Before we do that, this is going to be maybe negative, and you take it however you want. When you race teams decide you're going to go on there, and I don't care whether it's Slinger, Jefferson, Golden Sands, any of these local tracks, and you want to sit there and you want to blast them because you had a rough night, that does nothing for the sport. Sponsors look at this and they're like, why do we want to get involved? Stop doing it. I look back, the reason I'm saying this, I went back on one of my memories. 15 years ago, I'm on Facebook and I'm blasting Jefferson Speedway, Diane Kamenak, Randy Kamenak, and it showed up in one of my memories. I'm like, boy, do I look like an idiot. I look like an idiot anyways, but this time it was more. Stop doing that. If you don't look back on this in 5 years and say, I was an idiot, you're the problem. You are the problem with motorsports, local short track racing. I'm sorry to say it this way, stop doing it. This is a sport we love, and you guys are going to go on there and say, oh, poor me, poor me, poor me. We've all had bad nights. I've had bad nights. I was that guy on social media blasting people. I look like an idiot. I hope you guys see that someday, reflect on it, and we stop doing it to make racing great the way it should be. Chester, I don't know what MySpace was. I'm very technical, like illiterate, but it was Facebook. And I look back and I look like an idiot. And some of these other people, and I read their posts, I'm like, you guys look like idiots. And I'm like, I was that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't be me.
I want to point out something that was, this goes way back, 50 years, maybe more, that racers have decided to participate, compete in one of the most brutal sports events known to mankind. When two baseball teams get together, one of them wins, one of them loses. When two football teams get together, one of them wins, one of them loses. When 125 race cars show up at a racetrack, well, let's use the example of like 30 late models show up at a show. How many people win? One. So the ratio of winners to losers is 3%. The only other sport that is that brutal is golf. In the respect that when you show up at the racetrack, your odds of winning are somewhere between 3 and 10%. And the thing is that you can do the absolute best job of preparing the car, the absolute best job of driving, and have something go wrong with 5 laps to go and finish 13th. The reality is, racing is brutal. You have to expect the bad. You have to enjoy the good. That's enough of the preaching. I'm sorry, I'm out. Bye.
So the bottom line on this whole deal, let's work together and not against each other. We're all in this together for the sport that we love. All right, I'm going to end it with that. Cliff, you got something?
We're going to end this on some good news. Terry wasn't done digging in his pocket. Now, Terry, as we all know, recognizes people that race at Jefferson Speedway and tries to really treat them well. Now, we've had some discussion with tires this year. Some guys thought, well, we may cut some tires out of the tire bank or not. We couldn't come up with a good way of doing it, to be honest with you. Some guys think it's simple, but hey, it's not. So what me and Terry got together and what we came up with was this idea. Now, this is for the V8 stuff, the AR tires, the hobby stock, sporties, and late models. If you're like Chester Williams and you're going to run every single hobby stock show this year, at the end of the season, if you register and show up for the state championship, Jefferson Speedway will give you 1 free tire. If you're like Nick Bruley, whatever, you're going to run every sportsman race this year. Doesn't matter who. If you run the whole schedule after the season, at the state championship, you'll be awarded 1 free tire. Late models. Again, you run every race. Before the state championship, you're awarded 2 tires. Now, for the state show, it'll be the same as past years. Hobby stocks, you can have up to 2 new tires. Sports is 2. Late models are 4. So if you race at Jefferson Speedway 100%, this cuts your investment to go for the Wisconsin State Championship crown in half.
Another great thing from Terry Tucker and Jefferson Speedway. Why would you not want to race Jefferson Speedway? Stay local, stay at home, race here every week, 4 points.
I support everything that Mr. Ruck said except for one thing. I'm extending that to the international class. If the international class participant is there every week, they will get a tire to be used at the state show.
Fantastic. What's in that carb list, Terry? They put some vodka in there, a little extra, or what? What else we get out of him, Scotty? Get a raise? Hey, can we get a raise?
No.
Damn it. More vodka. More vodka.
If he would have said yes, this shit was all fake. It was April Fool's.
And yeah, none of this was April Fool's. This is the real deal, folks.
If he would have said we were getting raises, it was definitely this was April Fool's.
Okay, you're getting a raise. $5 a week.
Shit, we're getting $5.
Perfect.
I hope Brian's carb lists are $5 here because I'm gonna have another one.
Perfect. I don't know about you. What else you got, Scotty? I think we're in good shape.
We're in great shape. This is probably a little longer than we usually go. I'm not quite sure. Looking at our... All right, hour and 15 minutes. But we went through a lot of stuff, a lot of cool things. Brian Stausman House, Fort Banger Summer Shootout, host for the banquet, Billboard sponsor. We had Chester Williams in the house, one of my favorite hobby stock drivers. Ed, Justin, and Noel. Well, I like Ed and Justin, but, Noel can kind of F off.
It's Noel. But, again, July 18th, Pins to Pistons race. Every racer got a raise.
And then we got Tara and then our producer, Scott Simple, on the show. Like, they're just not behind the scenes.
I think that's really cool that the fans got to put some faces to names with those two.
And I just want to end up with this. I want you to know that Ron Schuyler's been in the house. He's enjoyed this show, and one of the stalwart teams at Jefferson Speedway who we precious immensely.
Scott Patrick has not missed a show at the Dousman house. He brought his race team. One of the boys, I get them mixed up, so I'm not even going to try.
They're both here. Both David and Eric are here.
I saw one. Are we missing anybody? Oh.
Your dad's here.
Oh, yeah, he's
Cinder's here. People on the show probably heard her, but she's here.
Cinder's here. We gotta check those bids on that Jefferson Speedway Victory Lane sign. You know why my dad bid on that, right?
No idea.
Well, I was there so often, and I think it was 2004, that actually changed my mailing address to Victory Lane. No, on that note, that was completely April Fool's and bullshit. We'll see you the next time on Cornfield Chatter. Terry Tucker, Cliff Brooks. Have a good night.